Hello. Before the video starts, this is my little disclaimer to let you know that I am filming everything for April as far in advance as I possibly can because I have some stuff going on this month. So everything's going to be pre-recorded. I'm going to rely heavily on the infographics, like I said in last week's video, because I want to be up to date with the infographics as humanly possible, but I also need to get videos filmed. So infographics will be as up to date as I possibly can be. All of these videos are filmed ahead of time, so if you're like, hey, you're not really talking about XYZ in the middle of the video like you usually do, I am so sorry. I will try to make sure the infographic is there. But I am looking out. Make sure you're donating to our Palestinian families. Rami, who has a final goal of 75K. That was an evacuation goal. It is no longer an evacuation goal as far as I know, because as far as I know, evacuation is no longer possible. So any money towards the 75K or just any money at all will be used for resources, food, clothing, medical supplies, access to water, access to groceries, access to anything that the aid trucks can no longer bring in because Israel has cut off the aid trucks. And Sajud's family, who has the same goal. They have a final goal of 113,390K. Same thing. Any access to any sort of resources that have fucking exorbitant prices now because aid is no longer allowed in Gaza. $5 minimum. Sometimes the tripod works, and sometimes the tripod is a broken piece of shit. I don't know if you can guess which one today is, but I could tell you, and I'm not happy. Hello Friendzies, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about myself, which isn't wild. I don't know, if you've been on this channel for any time at all, I like to talk about myself a lot. It's my channel, I can do whatever I want, but I like to talk about myself a lot. My fatal flaw is in fact my hubris. I want to talk about the best compliments I've ever received in my life, and there's two very specific ones, but there's a couple like other ones, very like generalized ones, very like, when you have a great hair day, or like, when I got my hair dyed, I had to run to the library that I work at because the salon that I went to was right next to the library, and I had to run in because I'd forgotten something the day before and I was about to be on vacation for a week, and I walked in and one of my coworkers was like, "Oh, okay." So you know what I mean? Like, other than like very generalized kind of things, like I washed my hair and people compliment it, or like I get my hair done, people compliment it, or you wear a cute outfit out of the house and people are like, "Oh my god, you look so good today," and you're like, "Oh my god, thank you, I planned this." Other than that, I want to talk about two very specific instances where I was complimented and it's stayed with me for the rest of my life, especially because there's one of them that I keep bringing up, and it's the most recent one. I keep bringing it up because it just makes me like, yay. The first one, I feel like I've talked about this before, but I can't remember. The first compliment that, like, the best one I've ever received is, God, it was years ago. I was like 19, 20. It was before I was like getting into makeup in like a way that makes me happy. Do you like the yellow? Because my pochaco has a little bit of yellow in it, so I went yellow. I maybe should have done blue on the ends. Anyway, it was when I was like first getting into makeup, so I just kind of like knew what was on the internet, all the beauty influencers, and I wasn't like doing makeup for me. But I went to Sephora at the time to find like a nude pink tinted lipstick kind of thing. I think it was like for my birthday. I wanted to like dress up fancy. It was that year. It was the year I went to the Cheesecake Factory with a couple of my friends, and I paid because I wanted to, because it was like, to me, it was like a very grown-up thing to do, was go out to dinner with my besties. So I was going specifically for a lipstick. And they did the like thing with that machine where they like color match you or whatever. And for like years, I mean, I'm still a pale ass white woman, but for years I was always making those jokes where I was like, yeah, like I'm pale in a way that's like white out on top of snow, on top of coconut flakes. Like that's how white I am. So the girl was kind of like color matching, and I think it was just like the little machine was like malfunctioning or whatever. I'm holding it like a gun. Is it a gun? It might be. She was like holding it kind of, you know, whatever. And it was like, I think it was just malfunctioning. So she was doing it a couple times. And I was like, yeah, haha, you know, it's probably really hard to find like a pinky nude that like suits me because I'm so pale. Like I'm like deathly pale. And she was like, no, you actually have like really pink undertones. See, you think I'm skinny? Like it was that kind of feeling. So being told that I have very pink undertones means more to me than anything in the world. Like you can't insult me when I've been told I have very pink undertones. I'm winning forever. And the most recent one was a coworker of mine. I started working at my library job end of October. End of October. So election day happened, right? It was probably the following Tuesday, because that's when I see the specific coworker. We don't have a lot of shifts that like overlap. The following Tuesday, it's like the morning, so we're opening the library for the day, and she walks up to me and goes, "Good morning." And I went, "Good morning." And she goes, "So fuck the government," which like, yes. And I just went, yup, and we parted ways. And it was like, at this point, it was like a month ago, we were talking about that, and I was like, oh, did you say it to our other coworker that day? And she goes, no, I think I only said it to you. And then she like sat and thought for a minute. And she goes, no, I definitely only said that to you, but I could tell. It's just a vibe you give off that I knew I was going to be able to say that to you. That's like, again, you can't ever be mean to me. That's such a nice compliment. That's like the best thing I've ever heard. That made me so, so happy that it's just like, yeah, you just give off that vibe. And that's exactly what I want. That's exactly what I want out of life. So, those are the best compliments I've ever received in my life. Best compliments I've ever received. And there was one other thing I wanted to mention, but it's not like a compliment. It was just like a nice thing somebody did for me, but I want to bring that up in a different video because I think, weirdly enough, most of the videos for April, the thing is I never set out to do a theme, but I always end up with kind of a theme when I'm trying to think of videos ahead of time. The theme for April is kind of like bare bone, like obviously this is going to be bare bones, like very little nuance kind of stuff, but like bare bones community and like pushing for community and everything. Because with the terrifying things that are happening in this fucking country and other countries being like travel advised not to come here. And the United States government disappearing students specifically so far. But it's gonna get worse. Actually, no, they did do a union leader. They already did a union leader. Disappearing citizens off the street for talking poorly about the government in Israel. Community is like super fucking important right now. More important than ever before. So weirdly enough, my videos this month are going to be like kind of community based, except for one of them. I'm not going to say what video it is because the second I say what video it is, then that video is suddenly not going to happen again. It's a video I've been putting off for a while just because every time I'm like, oh, I'll post it now. Oh, wait a minute. It's whatever. But yeah, very community based this month, like weirdly enough. So I'm going to save that tidbit story for a different video. But yeah, this was also a video to like talk about myself and also just say like compliment your friends. And compliment strangers. It's not hard. Obviously, don't be fucking creepy about it, men. Any men that watch my channel. I don't look at my analytics because I don't want to fucking know. Any men that watch my channel, It's very, very easy to compliment another person without being a fucking creep. Okay? Anyway, compliment each other, compliment your friends, compliment strangers, compliment your family members. Every time I tell my mom that she like looks nice, like, oh mom, you look nice today, she goes, thank you. You know what I mean? Like she gets so happy. And like, I don't know. For my friends, when they send me any kind of picture, I'm barking. I'm fighting their partners with a sword and shield to be, you know, their chosen knight. Strangers on the internet, I try not to like bark at because, you know, I find beautiful strangers on the internet that I'm like vaguely friends with because we went to the same cup sleeve event, and I try to be like a little more restrained while still not being creepy. Just compliment people, man. I think about those two compliments every fucking day. And I've been thinking about that one about my pink undertones since I was like 19 years old. It was almost 10 years ago. I was 10 years ago. I'm 29 now. But that's just it. People think about that and it makes people so happy. And like, especially now with the government. Again, if you're in the United States, if you're watching me and you're in a different country, I'm so sorry for everything that we're doing. But especially if you're in my country, who gives a fuck if it's like cringe or whatever, or like, what is it, corny? Who gives a fuck? Our government's trying to kill us. Who cares? Tell that stranger they look nice today, or you think they look nice in that shirt. You know what I mean? Like, it's not gonna fucking kill you. The government will, but the compliment won't. And if you get embarrassed with yourself or they act weird about it, that's their problem. And if you were like compliment somebody and you're like, oh, maybe that was weird, get over it. We have more important things to worry about than complimenting a stranger, okay? Or your friends, or your family, or just other loved ones. There's bigger things to worry about in this country. Compliment people you care about, and strangers. Just don't be a fucking creep. Don't be a fucking creep about it, okay? And while I have you here, you know what would be a really good compliment to people that are part of our community? Even though it doesn't seem like they're part of our community, but they are because all oppression is linked. Our Palestinian families. Donating to them would be a huge compliment. Rami's family, who has a final goal of $75K. And again, aid trucks in Gaza are not being allowed to pass through. Israel has officially cut that off and are just being horrible. So the final goal of $75K was the evacuation goal. But again, I don't know if that's even possible right now. So any money at all, whether you want us to reach the 75K goal and then we just continue after that or whatever, any money at all is going to be used for food, clothing, medical supplies, water, any kind of electricity, eSIMs, anything like that to just help them have any kind of life at all in any way, shape, or form. As well as Abdullah's family, a final goal. I don't have my notes with me, so let me see if I get this right. They have a final goal of $113,390. Same situation, food, clothing, medical supplies, electricity, access to water, anything like that. Any kind of life that Abdullah or her family members or Rami and their family members, any kind of anything, any sort of relief if they can afford to get groceries and just be able to have like a meal. They can't even cook in like a kitchen or use oil, so they just have to use like open bonfire. Anything at all would be a huge compliment to them and to me, because that's showing that we care about our community as a whole. Okay? Thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave a like if you enjoyed, and let me know in the comments what your like favorite compliment that you've ever received that you think about all of the time has been. Because again, those are my two that I think about all the time. And like, again, like I said, there were more generalized ones where like you wear an outfit that you feel so good about and everybody's like, slay, you look great today. And you're like, the outfit is outfitting. Like, okay, I'm gonna let you go now. Thank you guys so much for watching again, and I will see you in the next one.